This is the Voice Coach Podcast for all the tips and tricks on getting the most out of your speaking voice. I'm Nic Redman, and I'll be sharing everything you need to know to keep your voice healthy, sounding great, and working the way it should. If you're an actor, voiceover, speaker, presenter, or podcaster, you're in the right place. Hopefully it'll be a wee bit of crack too. Let's get started. What about you? How's it going? Sorry, that was two very Northern Irish hellos in quick succession. Deary me, I think I'm finding it hard to find my balance between Mad Irish Egypt and terribly well-informed voice expert person this year. But listen, let's just go with it. You can workshop with me as we go. So listen, here we are, next episode. Now, what's the one thing we all need as speakers? Say it with me. Hydration, yeah. But it's a bloody good warm-up, isn't it? That's quick, that suits our speaking context, that hits all the efficient points along the way in terms of prepping the voice for speaking. Now, does it have to take ages? No, it bloody doesn't. Does it need to be dull and repetitive and boring? No, of course not. Have we met? Does it need to be the same warm-up you've been doing since you had that one singing lesson 18 years ago where that person told you to breathe through your arse and pump your abs like a maniac to be heard? No, it doesn't. Warm-ups are so in flux and so personal to every single individual voice. So we'll have to keep checking in on them, don't we? We can't just let them get stale like piece of cheese. What on earth does cheese have to do with anything? Nothing. So let's move swiftly on, because now I'm hungry. So firstly, if you're like, Nick, I'm new to this. This is the first episode I've found. I don't know who you are. I don't know what a warm-up is. Well, fret not, my new friend. We're going to recap a little bit about what a warm-up is, and you'll get a good feel for what a warm-up should be. And then you can go back and binge all the episodes starting at episode 1, how to structure a voice warm-up and piece yours together. If you're on the other side of the camp listening to this and you're like, Nick, I've got this, babes, I've listened to all the episodes, my warm-up is slick. Well, congrats, I am proud of you. But, you know what I'm going to say? Things can always be slicker and our voices change on the daily. So tune into you right here, right now, and let's see what the crack is. So, here's a few questions to put your warm-up through, just to see if it passes muster. Question number 1. Does it hit all the points it needs to in the right order? So, have you got some body work in there? Your spine rolls, neck stretches, shoulder rolls, rib release or hip circles, all the body. Get that bod going, prep the vessel. Oh, I don't think I've said vessel yet this year. Well, there we are. Okay, so body stuff, is it in there? What about the breath? Are you allowing a little time for breath awareness and release, as well as exercises for breath capacity and support? 2 stages there. How about the vocal folds? At what point are you making noise in your warm-up? When are those vibrations getting started? You know, the only sound we need to get the vocal folds going is that NG siren sound. But where does sound come in for you? It can be early on, nice and gently with some semi-occluded vocal tract stuff. If that's a new term, go back in the episodes. There's 2 on it. Or, you know, is the sound coming in a little bit later when you're getting to articulation? Speaking of which, how is the articulation? Are you doing release first and then the toning and the energising? Or are you whizzing straight into your tongue twisters like a mad agent? If so, slow down, get some vocal tract stretches in there. So, check your structure. Does it hit all the points it needs to? Body, breath, vibration, articulation. Question number 2. Why are you doing each bit? Why? What is your why? What does it do for you? Don't just do it because I told you so. I know loads of people are like, well, you told me to do it. And like, great. I'm really glad people are listening. But that's a terrible idea. Don't do something just because someone tells you. What does it do for you? Raise that awareness. Explore the exercise. Question what you're feeling. Check back in with your coach. I did that and you said this, but I felt that. What does that mean? What is your why? Why the hell are you doing it? Otherwise, it's a waste of your time. Oh, I feel like I got a bit passionate there. Sorry about that. Why? Okay, question 3. How long is it? Like if you're at it for more than 15 minutes, that's too long. Maybe you need to look at it, see if you've got some exercises in there that perhaps don't need to be there, Are there any exercises that are actually doing the same thing for you? You know, can you pick one of them that's more efficient at getting you to a specific place than the other? Like, keep them all in your tool bag and swap them in and out. You might have a favourite one day and another the other, but just explore. Your warm-up should only be 5 to 15 minutes max, like 15 minutes total max. It's prepping you for the work, remember. Look, can you benefit from spending a bit of time in semi-supine, working on breath and whatnot? Sure, but that's your vocal workout. That's not the warming up, and that's what we're focusing on now. The prep for the speaking, the warm-up, needs to be an efficient use of your time. Otherwise, you're not going to blimmin' do it. You'll be like, oh, it takes too long, I've no time. So write all your exercises down, go through it, write next to them why you're doing them, the result it gives you, cross-reference that with the question 1 answers in terms of, are you hitting all the points you need to be, and see if there's any overlap. Lose that dead weight. Question number 4. Are you still enjoying it? I'm sorry, but if it's not fun for me anymore, then I'm not going to do it. That's my new 2022 thing. If I'm not having a nice time, then I'm not going to do it. And I don't mean it has to be like lol hilarity every day. When I say good time, I mean I need to be getting something good and satisfying and feeling something beneficial from it. That beneficial, useful thing might be discovering that exercise isn't working for you today. That's fine. That is still enjoying it and enjoying the results and focusing in on what you're doing. And also, I do think it's good if it's fun and it makes you laugh, but that's just my personal thing. If you're bored and you've been doing the same things for 6 to 8 months, change it up. Go back to earlier episodes. Reassess some things. Hook up with a pal, maybe do it together. Teach them your exercises, see what they think. Learn their exercises, see how they feel for you. Find a way to have fun with it again. Have a bloody laugh. That's what we're saying. Okay, and number 5. How do you feel at the end of it? Are you ready to go, or are you tired or a bit weary? If it's the latter, then please assess and change it up. Because you shouldn't be feeling tired at the end of your warm-up. You should be feeling ready to go, pepped, released, focused, and on it. All right, there we go. To recap, check your content progresses in the right order. And if you need help on that, if you're a newbie, then episode 1 of this podcast is how to structure your voice warm-up. There's a link in the show notes. What's your why for each exercise? How long is it taking you? How do you feel at the end of it? And are you still enjoying it in some way? Are you still getting something positive? Okay, hope that was useful. Check in with that warm-up and let's really get those voices feeling free and focused and confident. I'm off for a cup of tea. All necessary links in the show notes. Thanks for listening to the Voice Coach podcast. To get the most out of your voice, come on over to our free community on Facebook, The Voice and Accent Hub. See you in there.